Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. In my studio, I am working on a Moses mosaic with this design. It measures about 30 inches by 75 inches, and it will be going on this fountain, which is in a courtyard at a church not too far from my home. I've already finished one Moses striking the rock and had it installed, and finished the second one, which is Moses in the Nile River, and that one's also installed. Let me show you where I'm at. I've got Moses finished. Last week I worked on his tunics and all of his clothing. So I'm going to start with the staff this week, and then I think I'm going to move on to the rocks. And here is the glass that I use for Moses' staff in the first Moses mosaic. And here is some of the glass that I've set aside. See, I put this note on it for myself, parting the sea rocks. So this will be the bulk of the rocks. This will be some of those shadowy dark parts. And then I really am going to have to pull in some more colors here because I've got a little bit of green, I don't know what it is, mossy type stuff in there. And I kind of want to convey that. And I may also bring up the yellows a little bit. I'm unsure about that, but I'd have to bring in a different glass because the one I have is more like this reddish brown. This other part, so I might have to pull in a different glass for that part. We'll see. First things first, I'm gonna kick off with his staff. And this staff that I made before, I used this glass for one part of it, and then I did a dark line on the other side, kind of indicating the shadowy side. So I'm gonna get a darker glass and do that again. Before I get going on this staff though, I have a little bit of a disaster going on over here. I have all this glass that I used on Moses's clothing, and because this is the last Moses mosaic, I don't need to have it set aside anymore. I've also got this bin which says sand, and honestly it's about the same color as Moses's clothing. So if I take this over here and I lay it out next to his clothing, he's gonna completely blend in with the background. So I don't think I can use the same sand color that I used, even though I set it aside. It's not gonna work. So I was looking at this glass that I'm using for the rocks, and I think it would make a nice contrast with Moses, and it is sort of a ground color here that's pretty neutral. The only problem is I only have enough for the rocks. I don't have enough for all of the sand and the rocks, so I'm gonna have to order more. And that's the good thing about, I don't know, just checking these things as you go to make sure you have the materials you need. You know, the plan that I had for using this on maybe this ground isn't such a great idea. This is more of a sandy way, and this is a river bottom. It's probably not the same color. It probably would be a little bit more muddy colored than the sand color anyway. So this is really going to work better. I just need to place an order for some more. And I was looking at this. This is color 2120, which is what I'll be ordering. And it has a wide variety. Some parts are really dark. I really like it. It's going to work out well, I think, for the different things that I need it for. So let me clean up the mess over here and store away some of this glass, and then I'll have some more space. Actually, roughly lay out this glass. I'm really not short that much, less than 1 square foot, but I really don't know how it's going to play out with, I mean, I've got the darks here, and I don't know how much of the dark I'm going to use. That piece I set aside because I don't think I'm going to need that much dark glass. And then some of the other colors. So I really do need to go ahead and get at least one more piece. Just a real bummer. A really good thing that has come out of working on these Moses mosaics is that I have now started an entire bin of skin tones, which I didn't have before, so I'd always have to run around and try to find things that might work. And it's just a big range of glass that will work for various skin tones. I'm so glad to have this scrap right now for future projects. Okay. I'm about to start on these rocks, and it's actually quite a large area, over a square foot here. So it's going to take me a minute to do it. I'm going to tackle these rocks one at a time, and I'm actually going to start with this smallest one right here. I've got to be honest with you, the rocks are not as exciting as Moses because they are just a supporting role here in the background. But I think they do make it more interesting than if it was just, I don't know what else it would be besides rocks or mountain or landscape. There's one thing I'm not too pleased about with this particular rock that I'm working on, and that is this harsh line between the dark and the light. So instead of pulling it up right now, it's already set because I worked on it earlier this week. I'm going to live with it and work on the rest of the rocks. And if it is still bothering me when I'm done with the rest of the rocks, then I will come back and fix it. But the reason I don't like it is because it really draws your eye because the contrast is so high there. And for a supporting background element, I don't really want it to draw your eye. I want it to just be in the background. So that's why I'm thinking of switching it. I don't know 100% if I will. I'm going to live with it and see. And it's going to take me a while to work on all those other rocks, so that'll give me some time to really think about it and decide if I want to pull up the glass. So I'll probably leave this glass and pull up some pieces here so that there's a bit of a transition. So there's some medium browns between here and here. That's what I'm thinking of, but not going to do it right now. I'm going to move on and finish this rock and then move on to the other rocks. That's it. quite get the rocks finished over there at the top, but I'll tackle that next week. This is still bothering me, but again, I'm going to wait till I finish all the rocks, and then maybe I'll take care of that little guy. And here's this other little one here. So once I finish those over there, I'll do these random ones that are in the middle. And yeah, we'll see. It's so nice to see the background come to life. It really, I don't know, makes Moses look more real. Instead of just floating, he looks like he's more grounded. Can't wait to finish the rest of the background. I have quite a ways to go, but that will be what I tackle next week. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.